What's up, ladies and gentlemen? It's good to see you today on the Speak and See Show. I ask you to like, subscribe, click that notification button so when I get information out, you can get information in. Grants are everywhere. Everywhere. Are you in Raleigh, North Carolina? You can apply for a Building Up Fit grant for $25,000 in renovations. I'll put the link down below, but you got to hurry up because that expires on April 24th. Are you in St. Petersburg, Florida? My neck of the woods, Tampa, go Bucks. If you are in St. Petersburg, Florida, here's a program site that help you get improvements for your business up to $10,000. I'll put a link down below for St. Petersburg. Are you in Gurnee, Illinois? We're going way over there now, way over there now, way over there. Everywhere there's grants. Gurnee, Illinois, up to $10,000 improvement projects. I'll put a link down below. Are you in the west coast of California? Sacramento County, California, microbusiness grants are giving up to $2,500 to small businesses who have earned less than $50,000 last year. Hurry up because that expires also on April 24th. Let's go up to Ohio. Are you in Shelby, Ohio? Because if you are and you're an at-home business, you can get from $5,000 to $10,000. If you're a brick and mortar, you can get $5,000 to $25,000 for pandemic-related expenses, and there is a timeline there as well, up until May 31st. It expires on May 31st. I'll have a phone number and an email for you to contact the information of the people down below for that grant. California, big state. They got another grant. I'm going to go over it right now. It's kind of like the other one. They're giving 180 businesses $2,500 in grants that were affected by the pandemic. That is in Solano County. Solano County, it will be open from 9 a.m. on April 1st to May 14th is when it closes. So that's on a timeline as well. Most all of these are on a timeline. That's why we have to hurry up and type. That's why I have to talk too fast. But so I will put information down below for that Solano, California, as well for that $2,500 for 180 businesses in that county, which is pretty cool. And if I didn't hit your specific area, well, don't worry. That's what we're going to go over now. We're going to go over the $55 billion Restaurant Revitalization Fund, which $42 billion of it is going to the restaurants that applied. We all know that, and they're going to get that money. Congratulations to you. Way to go, America. Come on, Senate. You got to put that through. You got to pass that bill. And we're also having in that bill, which Congress led for it, $13 billion in grants. Grants for everybody, for all small businesses, up to $1 million in grants for small businesses. Now, will that pass the Senate? I'm going to go over the Congress's bill, what they've proposed to the Senate, and the Senate's bill, what they're proposing, to see where we're probably going to see these lines fit, where they're going to cross. And before we get started, can somebody say, hey, I want my 10K?
Yeah.
Somebody say, hey, we want a 10K.
Yeah.
Hey, we want a 10K. What's up, ladies and gentlemen? It's good to see you again today on the Speak and See Show. I ask again, like, subscribe, click that notification button. Grants are going out, and we are making sure that you are in the know of where they're going and where they're going to. If you're still watching, because if you're in Gurnee, Illinois, or where was it, Raleigh, North Carolina, or the west coast of Sacramento, or in Shelby County, Ohio, or Solano County, you're probably click the links down below and they are gone. And hopefully it is. I hope that a lot of you continue watching this channel, but I also am here to provide you the service of giving you information of where to go get that money. Now, if you're still here watching, thank you. I appreciate it. Now we're going to go over the Senate. Oh, elephant in the room. First, I got to deal with it. The ring. Got to check out this ring, okay? Check out the ring. I know, it's like shining brightly into your eyes. It's the Tampa Bay Buccaneers official Super Bowl ring. I got it for a gift. But what people don't know about this Super Bowl ring is special. The top actually comes off. You see how big it is? The top actually comes off just like the original. All the Super Bowl players got one. Tom Brady and Devin White, all those guys got one. You can take the top off here. It's magnetic. And inside, you see the Tampa Bay Stadium. I don't know if you can see it there because of its blurriness, but inside you can see the stadium, and it gives you the 4 games that were played to the Super Bowl. One against New Orleans, or Washington, New Orleans, Green Bay, and Kansas City. It gives you all the names and their scores to the game. Then it's got Tampa Bay Stadium with the pirate ship in there and the diamond in there, and it gives you a little bit of history on the back here. Historical win in their, at home in the Super Bowl. It's got 2 diamonds on the front, big diamonds there, one for each of the Super Bowls they won. They won one in 2002. Over here, this one will have Tom Brady's name on it right there, but if you were Devin White or Levante David or Leonard Fournette, it would have their name on it. And it's really cool. And then inside it says trust, loyalty, and respect inside there. And then, if I didn't tell you already, the back of this one has the history of them winning on their home. And it clicks back on like that. And there it is. That's the ring that keeps on flashing in your eyes. It's pretty cool, huh? I don't know if I can get a good close-up of that, but it's a beautiful ring. Anyway, just wanted to throw the ring in there. Because people were asking me, where'd you get that ring? Where'd you get that ring? I think you got it on Amazon. I didn't play for the Bucks. However, I was watching the games, all of them. Been watching them since they were in that ugly creamsicle orange. But anyway, here we go. Let's get to the bill. I'm going to go ahead and provide you with the information on what's going on right now in the House and what's going on in the Senate. The House has passed their bill. I will give you how we're going to be able to be the first applicants, because as everything is time sensitive, as everything is on, like if they give out $14 billion, when it's gone, it's gone. This is the last kabang with it, guys. This is the last COVID relief response for small businesses that we're looking to see them pass, unless another strain comes up, God forbid any of that happen. So let's go ahead and dive into it. And so here's what I've done, ladies and gentlemen. I've gone ahead and gotten both the bills drawn up, put up here on the screen. My head's going to be going back and forth because I'm looking at multiple monitors right now. I've got monitors everywhere right now just to try to get you this information out accurately. So I'm going to be looking at both of these bills here, and we're going to take them, what has passed Congress, what has not passed Congress, what is going to the Senate, what they're expecting, and how much they're wanting to give out. So this is going to give us a really prime example of what to expect coming the next couple of weeks for those grants that are going out to the Restaurant Revitalization Fund and hard-hit small businesses, the $14 billion, and where that fits in there as well. So we're going to go over this real quickly. The first bill that I'm looking at right up here to the top is the HR 3807 bill. The restaurant, and they call that bill Restaurant Revitalization Fund Replenishment Act of 2021. That's the one with the hard-hit small businesses in it. That was drawn up by Representative Blumenauer of Oregon. He's a Democrat in Oregon, and he drew up this bill. And this is the one that has the $14 billion in it for those hard-hit small businesses outside of the restaurants. That's for all small businesses, and that's what we're hoping to see you get a piece of that, which would be great for your business if you're in need or if you suffered a loss. It's there. It's in this bill. It's in the 3807. Okay, so now we're going to go down and we're going to look at this bill here, the S2675, Continuing Emergency Support for Restaurant Act. This is the bill brought up by Ben Cardin, or as our boy Jason McElhone likes to say, Big Ben Cardin. Yes, it's his bill. So he wrote this, and this is what he's looking to get. So this bill up here has to go to these people down here, to the Senate. Now, these people down here in the Senate have a bill of their own, and it does not have the $14 billion in it. So let's go ahead and go off, and we'll see what these people are asking these people to put in, and if these people may put it in, or may they decide to leave it out and go separately with a separate bill that these people are asking for, just to get those restaurants out their money without any more fumbling around in Congress and the Senate, but get those RRFs out there to the restaurants specifically, which wouldn't be a bad idea for them unless the Senate would go ahead and pass the $14 billion. But this should give you some clarity on what's happening here, okay? So we're going down on the 3807 bill. So we're going to go ahead and click onto the text of that bill, and I'm going to go ahead and click onto the text of the S6275. I'm going to click on there to that text. There, now we've drawn up both the texts on both of the bills. This is the specifics that we're going to get into. So we go over to the HR 3807 bill. We find out what they're giving and how they're proposing for it to be spent. So and let me go ahead and draw that up down here as well on to the S2675 bill. Okay, so first we're going to go to the HR 3807 bill. Now, they're going to first continue striking the $28,600,000, which is what they've already dished out to the RRF, to the Restaurant Revitalizations, and they're going to insert $70,600. So that's right there. We're looking at $42 billion extra. So they would strike $28,600,000, and they would amend it to $70,600,000. And in doing that, they're going to give $420 million to administrative expenses to carry this out, which is only 1%, because we're looking at $42 billion. So they're giving $420 million of that to dish that out, to oversee it, and to make sure that it goes into the right hands without any fraud or anything like that happening, which is good. It's only 1% of the whole bill to dish it out. That's not a bad price to pay for somebody to handle this kind of money. So there we are. 1% of that will go to them. Now, what does Ben Cardin have to say about that? Okay, well, he's wanting to strike the 28.6 and put in the same amount, $76,600,000, which is also, $42 billion. So he's willing to go ahead and put that out there for the RRF. And he says he can do it with 280 million of it going to administrative expenses to carry out the section, and 20 million shall be for the inspector general. So he's looking, I don't know if he's putting that together or if it's all the 280 million, if it's all inclusive, but he's saying he can get it done for less than they can get that done for. So he's looking at about 300 million, as where they're looking for about 420 million. So the restaurants out there would get more of the money that Ben Cardin is saying. We've already got a plan here. We know how to dish this out. Ben Cardin's the chairman of the subcommittee of entrepreneurship of small businesses. So he knows exactly, I think he has a better idea on how the funds are dished out and how much it's going to take for that to happen. So now with that said, a little bit more money going to the restaurants for Ben Cardin's bill. Congress, a little bit more money taken out, but however, they're putting another $14 billion into the this hard-hit small businesses. So we're going to go down to that. And in here you can see in Section 3, I went over this yesterday in the video. I don't know if you all were watching it. In Section 3, we went over this in detail. But Section 3 is a hard-hit small business or hard-hit industries award grant program. Award program. Award is grant, meaning grant. They're awarding you. So I'm going to go on, scroll on down to maximum entity. If you're not a restaurant, you're going to be able to receive $1 million of this grant. If you can prove your losses, they'll start by giving the 80%, then 60%, then 40%. They're going to take a priority in that. And for those of you who did not get the EIDL grant, you can go for this as well. So that could, make up for what you lost in EIDL grant. So that's kind of where we're seeing EIDL grants being able to, the promise being able to be fulfilled there. Okay, now here's where we come on down to 13 million of it in appropriation, 13 billion, for the Hard Hit Industries Award Program. So the congressman in Oregon says, okay, we're going to go ahead and put another $13 billion on top of the 42, making it $55 billion program. That's why we're seeing that 55B a lot, because it's a 55 billion now, in which 380,000 shall be for administrative expenses to carry out the section, of which, the same amount of money will go to the OIG and to the Department of Justice, DOJ, and so on and so forth with that. So that's the 13 billion that we're seeing Congress saying, okay, we're going to do RRFs, but we're also going to throw in this other money for the small businesses. This has passed Congress. Now this is in the hands of these guys down here. This is in the hands of the Senate and Ben Cardin's bill. So we got to overlook Ben Cardin's bill and what he's expecting out of all this as well. So we're going to go down to Ben Cardin's bill over here, and we're going to see what he's written up. Well, there it stands. If you notice, there's the bill. Here's the simplified text on it, pretty much saying, oh, that's it. By striking 23 billion and putting 72 billion, or 28 billion and putting 76 billion, where else do we go from here? We don't go anywhere, because that's pretty much what he's saying he wants to do. That's it. Okay, so that's what Ben Cardin is saying he wants to do. That's it, the RRF. Where does it stand as far as the Republicans and the Democrats now? Now we have to, okay, so he's not putting the other monies in there. He's not putting the what was it, the $13 billion that Congress had asked for. But now that they're asking for it, he might say, okay, well, yeah, we can use that other money for this or that or the other thing. And I know that he wants to go with the shuttered venues and the minor league baseball teams, et cetera, because they made a very nice, overwhelming response. However, that's a whole other ball game there. So we're going to go into up here where I'm going to show you what are the odds of this passing. So the odds of this passing are the co-sponsors here are there any Republicans on board. So we go to the co-sponsors over here. We scroll on down, and here on the top of there we have a Roger Wicker, who is a Republican. So there it's bipartisan. It's a bipartisan bill, and they've gotten, it was on the 7th that he did this, so it was recently. Murkowski of Arkansas has a Republican on there. Joni Ernst, Republican from Indiana. You notice this asterisk? That means that when you see an asterisk next to it, it means as is. If they're looking to maybe stipulate if things can change, they can jump out and pull their name out of the bill. So when you see an asterisk next to a name, it's kind of saying, yeah, I'm in, but I'm not 100% yet. So that's what the asterisks mean. They're still waving on this. But then we have Bill Cassidy, Republican. We have Hyde Smith, Republican, Missouri. We have a lot of Republicans on here as well as for the RRF program. And I do believe that, okay, yeah, there's Susan Collins right there from Maine. So we've got Republicans. We've got bipartisan support on this bill. Now, they need 10 Republicans. I've only seen about 5 or 6 here, but they need 10. However, they can, with 5 on board, it's pretty clear that they're going to be able to get the bipartisan support that they need for the RRF. Now, with this other $13 billion that we're hoping goes through for all those small businesses out there, I'm personally hoping for you guys that didn't get the EIDL grants. Now, where they separate this and that, we've got to be particularly cautious, because we've seen them, how they do end up nitpicking and cherry picking the winners and losers here. So with the program that the Congress picked out, it's for all small businesses, and it's not cherry picking winners and losers, minor league baseball teams or not. It's saying small businesses in general who can show a loss. You deserve the money because they shut you down. So I'm kind of hoping for this bill up here to go through, and it looks like the RRF is going to make it without any problem at all, as we've just shown you down on the on Senator Ben Cardin's bill. So with Ben Cardin's bill, he's saying mom and pops, small business restaurants, get them their money first. Let's go ahead and get that out. We can get the votes on that. However, he's not sure about throwing the other one in there, because when they throw more stuff in there, like the $13 billion that the Congress just added, then the Senate gets a little weary, like, okay, where's it going? How's it going? Are you guys going to start this discriminatory process once again? We don't want any of that. We would just like to get the RRF out. So it's looking like the RRF is going to be done. It's going to be pushed through. The restaurants can all kind of relax with that, and hopefully they can do it sooner than later. I know they're still in recess. Let's stop with the recesses, Senate and Congress, and get this out to the American people. This is your job. This is the main reason why we have government is to protect the American people with the military, and to issue out the finances for those that are struggling, and kind of that's it in this extra $13 billion that Congress wants to add. If you need to add that on a separate bill, I'm with that. Add it on a separate bill, and that's what I think is going to happen here, ladies and gentlemen. From reading this and from seeing the data that I'm collecting here, I'm not 100%. Nothing's ever 100% with the government. Trust me, it's never 100%. Even after it's passed, it's still never 100% with the government, as we all know. But if they want to take that and put that on a separate bill, pass an extra $13 billion, or even raise it, or even if they have to lower it a little bit, whatever they got to do, figure it out to what works for America. And I think Americans like us can help them figure this out as well, with the knowledge that we have in our private lives and in our businesses, because we are the boots to the ground that continue making this work. We are the boots to the ground that is putting money into these programs so that it can be dispersed to those Americans that need it. All small businesses. I'm in with all small businesses. Black, white, whatever color, doesn't matter. Creed doesn't matter. Sexual orientation doesn't matter. It's all American small businesses. We're all here together. Location doesn't matter. It's if you were affected by the pandemic, which I don't know anybody that wasn't, let's be honest, it was just all spread out throughout the whole world, yet alone purple and yellow zones. That's just ridiculous. And they know that. That's why they didn't put the policy map in here. And if none of you know about the policy map, it excluded millions of small businesses from getting a grant that was promised to them in the CARES Act. So I'll go ahead and leave that said, and we're going to continue fighting for the policy map to be removed and the EIDL grants to be given. However, if you can get your $10,000 grant this way, and the new requirement being on the program, the new EIDL grant program, if they choose to go ahead and disperse the rest of the money. Now, a stipulation that they could end up putting in to the EIDL grant program to make sure that's carried out as according to the CARES Act and everybody gets the full $10,000 amount that was promised to them. They could put the stipulation. Now, did you receive, if you received any of the hard hit business grant up to $10,000, if you received any of that, we're going to deduct that because you can't double dip on the EIDL when you're getting this other grant from the hard hit business grant as well. So that could kind of alleviate that as well and put those who out there who didn't get the EIDL grant to have gotten a grant up to $10,000 for their small business, regardless of the location. So that is there. This grant can also help take that money, and if you've gotten a loan, it will say, look, if you've gotten a loan up to, say, $100,000 and your grant is going to be $100,000, boom, you no longer owe that money on the loan. So there's your EIDL loan forgiveness. That's what I'm saying is this package contains a little bit of both of those, only in an indirect way where it's not specifically stating that it was for that loan or for that grant particularly, but it's saying, okay, well, if you're expecting that, it's taken care of. If you're expecting the forgiveness, it's taken care of. So this is where we can all kind of hope that and call our congressmen and call our senators in our states and saying, yeah, get the $14 billion as well, even if you got to put it in a separate package. But that would be a blessing to the small businesses that suffered the loss. That's where we're going with this, and that's when we may see more grants coming through from federal coming to state, which is why I'm providing this other information for those grants as well, and saying that you can get this money. It is available to you. You just got to know when and where and how, and that's what I am going to continue keeping you updated on so that you can get paid. That's what we're here for, and I hope that this clarifies some more of the information on how this future is going to be playing out for us, and it gives you a little bit of a head start as compared to the other small businesses that don't have this information. You do, and that's why I'm going to continue keeping you informed on this information so that you can be the first in line before the timelines expire. I hope you enjoyed this information. I hope this information was valuable to you. That's why I'm trying to encourage everybody out there watching to look at the comments, leave comments on this. Do you think this bill should go through singularly as a RRF and separately as the $13 billion hard hit business grant, or should it be combined together, or should we just look for new ways to do these things? We can, ideas. I need your ideas. I need somebody down, comment down below. Let us know what you're thinking. Let us know where you stand with all of this that's going on. We need your input. We need input. We need it to go into Congress. We need it to go to the Senate. And that's why we are here as a community combining together to build America back, to keep it growing, to keep it strong, and to keep small businesses, number one, the backbone in America, and letting our voices be heard on what's going on out there, because we're flipping the bill for it, guys. We are flipping the bill. It's our money. It's your money. It's all of us small businesses pay taxes to the government so that when things like this happen, such as the pandemic, we got it covered and we got each other's back. All for one and one for all, right? Is that what we say? All for one for all? I haven't heard that in so long, huh? So hopefully this information found you well. Hopefully you got something out of it. You know what's going on now. You're not left out of the loop. You're in right now. You are in. If you got this information, if you watched my last video as well, you are in. You know what's going on. You're not going to be surprised by anything that may happen. And I'm going to continue keeping you informed and updated. And you're going to continue saying, hey, I still want my 10K. Thanks for watching, guys. Like and sub.
Somebody give it to me. Somebody give it to me. Somebody. Yeah.